Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 of OTB, our Wednesday shows, of course, brought to you by Hood Dental Care. HoodDentalCare.com is the website. Go see them today, multiple occasions here in the Baton Rouge area. We're going to go to Fort Worth, Texas now. Our guy, Dr. Stephen Etheredge, is there with LSU Gymnastics, getting ready for another national championship run. Dr. Etheredge, how we doing, brother?
Doing fantastic. How y'all doing today?
Doing great. All right. Tell us the vibes. How's the squad doing? A lot of purple and gold in Fort Worth. Kind of what's the setup?
So they're definitely pumped up for this one. We got this time of year, we're holding them together with duct tape. Everybody's always banged up, but no, it's going to be a good showing. The people probably will start showing up today, tomorrow. We compete tomorrow, so we just got in yesterday, so it's time to roll.
Yeah, I mean, you've told us throughout the year that like gymnastics and like the toll that it takes on the athlete and all the different things they have to do. So you're probably right. When you get to this point, it's truly like, okay, we got to find a way. We got to do whatever we can. Nobody's 100%, kind of that speech.
Yeah, it's I know we've talked about it. These girls, they're so tough. They have to really put it together. But this time of year, they get pretty banged up.
As a man, like I always feel like guys are tough, but girls can take it to another level. Like, is there any other sport that has athletes that go through, their body just goes through the stressors, the physical stress that have to deal with as much as gymnastics?
I don't know that I can think of one. They're doing things with their bodies that I can't do, never could do. And so it's just hard to imagine that stress. But yeah, they're really banged up this time of year. They have to, you think about shoulders, ankles, knees, you're landing, you're flipping, you're twisting. It's pretty impressive what they have to endure just to be out there and compete.
All right, Doc. This is not for any specific person.
Sure.
Not for any specific. It's not no specific person here, but like when you've had a surgery, and let's say like you have like pins placed in your hand or like other parts of your body, and let's say like they take those out, like that's just getting out what you already put in, knowing you were going to have to take it out, and that's not necessarily as bad as it sounds, right?
Right. There's certain surgeries that you'll do where we're going to leave the pins in or the screws or whatever it is we're talking about. So sometimes you're going to leave things in. Then there are other procedures where you kind of know going into it that at some point we got to take these out. And when that's the case, you got to try and, theoretically come up with a good time to do that. Looking at scheduling, looking at when you can maybe make the most out of it, because you can't take them out too early. You got to leave them in long enough that whatever the injury is heals. And you got to allow for time after the fact for everything to heal. So if you ever had yourself in a situation like that, you'd want to plan the perfect time in advance.
Unfortunately, I know a little bit too much about this because, had to go through some of this. But for our listeners, how do you know that it's the right time? Like, what is the procedure? Kind of walk our listeners through what's the procedure to make sure it is time that everything's kind of healed where you want it to, and you can actually remove those. And sometimes, like you said, like you look and you can't.
Yeah, so it's these types of injuries, most of the times you're dealing with bone injuries or something obviously at least involving a bone. So first and foremost, it's either a fracture or a sprain or strain that you're anchoring something in. And so one, you want to make sure that bone's healed. So you got to consider how long does it take for the bone to heal? And that's going to be different for different parts of the body. So if you're looking at a hand, it might be quicker than say if, again, in a theoretical standpoint, we're looking at a foot. So some places take longer. If it's something that's going to be under a lot of stress, if it's an area that's going to be, carrying a lot of weight, something that's going to be really, really put to that day-to-day stress, then you're probably going to leave it a little longer to make sure that whatever it is secure. Sometimes we'll do x-rays and CT scans and MRIs and things like that just to see if that bone is healed. But usually, in a situation like this, you're talking about something that's going to be several several weeks, probably months after the surgery, and that's kind of the standard there.
Let me ask you this, Doc. When pins get removed from an injury after a surgery, does that mean healing process is going pretty good and you're at a really good spot to where those pins can come out?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We're not going to take them out if the injury's not healed, because that's the whole purpose that they're there. They're there to hold something in place. And again, like I said, if it's a high stress area, it's all that much more important that you want to be healed. But yeah, if we're taking something out, it's because they have done what they need to do under most circumstances. There might be a few rare occasions, just to be fair, but typically in these situations, we're where we want to be at that point.
So pins out is a good thing. All right, so let's talk a little bit more basic. Like, explain to listeners, explain to us, like, we hear the screws, like people get plates and screws put in a surgery. We hear the pins. Like, what is the actual physical, like, screw? I get it. I can visualize that. A pin, I can't really visualize what that is. It just a screw that gets screwed out at some point? Is that just what we call it, a pin? Like, what's the difference between the actual physical stuff going in your body?
Yeah. So basically, when you're talking about a screw, it's exactly like you said. A screw is a screw. It is. If anybody has seen one, it's the same things that you're using. If you're, putting together some kit from wherever, or putting a deck together, or doing whatever.
Yeah.
A screw's a screw.
Some furniture from IKEA together.
Yeah. It really it's crazy, but it's really, obviously we're using a different grade metal and things like that, but it's a screw. You basically use a very similar tool. The pin, most of the times, is something that's going to be set in and just pulled out. There may be some exceptions, but it just doesn't have the essential striations on the pin. It's just a straight pin. I guess more like a nail would probably be the way you would kind of think of a pin. It's probably more appropriate.
All I'm thinking of is like Wolverine.
Yeah.
Piece of metal like going through there. I think that's how it happened.
What kind of metal was that? I can't remember.
It's adamantium.
Adamantium. There you go.
Look at you.
Thank
Wow.
you. Adamantium.
Yeah.
Straight off.
We need that metal.
Straight off the hip there. Doc, is this
I've got some nerd vibes, I promise.
Hey, no, it's great. I tried to get there and I couldn't. Doc, is this like the busiest time for you right now? Like with gymnastics, you've got baseball, spring football. I'm like basketball's got a transfer portal, so I'm sure like physicals are going to be happening right now. It feels like right now softball, like a perfect storm of LSU athletics that you got to be ready for.
Yeah, the spring gets crazy. It's funny because football is just such a demanding sport. There's so much that goes into it from the medical side. We're always, we're on the road, we're traveling, we're doing stuff. But spring's a whole different kind of busy because, maybe there's not one thing like that demands so much attention. But the other hand, you're looking everywhere. Like you said, one day I'm here, the next day we'll be at a baseball game, the next day it's a track meet, the next day it's, you name it. And then you throw in spring football, it gets a little chaotic for sure. At least they're not going every day, but the springtime gets pretty nuts. And even more so, times like this when we are blessed to make the postseason, it just adds a little bit to it. But obviously I'm happy in these situations to be pulled in a few directions.
Doc, let's talk Achilles again. We've asked you numerous times. It continues to be in the news and on headlines throughout the country and athletes in all different sports. What's up with these Achilles, man? We can't figure out. We were talking about this yesterday. It's like you go forever that it was such a rare injury, and now it just seems commonplace. What's your best theory on it?
I really do think it's probably a little bit of a lot of different things. I think it's hard to, I do think some of it's the repetitive load. If you think about it, from a young age now, athletes are doing more and they're not taking the rest. They're not taking the breaks. They're not doing the much cross training. I do think that plays into it. I think some of it is surface. We've talked a little bit about that, but there's more and more teams playing on these artificial surfaces. Now, obviously, not all of them come from those episodes. We have recent examples. So I can't blame it all on that. I do think to some extent, you see these guys that are a little more, with evolution and growth and as we get bigger and all those things. And I think it's probably a little bit of all the above, though. I think we can't put it all on any one of those things, but I do think it's probably the total combination. In my theory, I don't know this to be true.
It's not always the fast people either.
No.
It's not.
Sometimes not the most twitchy people.
No, it's well, look, you think about it, obviously, if you're fast and you're explosive, it makes sense. You got these guys that are just exploding out, doing all kinds of, just outstanding, crazy feats of physics. But then the other side is you think how big some of these guys are, and if you're a big fella and you come down and you have that foot in a bad position, that's a lot of load on an ankle, and then when you add in that you're pushing off of it and you're strong, and it's so I think you can kind of figure out how it happens in either case.
Is that now maybe the longest to come back from? Like, it used to feel like it was ACL, but I feel like y'all have done such a great job of, really figuring that out and kind of getting where you can get back much sooner than you. I mean, it once was like a career ender, it felt like, but is it now that injury that's kind of taken over for maybe the longest rehab of things that we see, I guess normally, which is kind of a weird way to say it, but
Right.
frequently.
Well, it's got to be on the list. I think you're right. The ACL window has, and the broad picture, it has shortened. Probably, you're probably still a little bit quicker. Theoretically, maybe with an Achilles, a lot of it will depend on the individual. How big are they? We talked about that a moment ago, and where was the injury, and how big was the injury, and different variables. But it's that one. I don't feel like we've shortened as much as some of the others, at least not yet. Maybe we'll find some things out. But it is one. You're usually looking at least 6 months is kind of the short end with those, and sometimes a little longer.
Doc, when you are on the field or on the court or around practice, around the athletes, are you constantly looking for stuff that they might not be noticing as well, whether it's a limp or a shoulder, slouching a shoulder or whatever, one is a little lower than the other one. But what about things that are different? So we were talking about randomly the other day, eyesight. Is there things that you would say, hey man, are you seeing okay? Is your vision proper or whatever? Because a lot of times people with vision, minor issues, don't really know it's happening. We talked about a teammate of ours, Dwayne Bowe, back in the day. He had a bunch of drops, and the trainers were like, hey, have you ever gotten your eyes checked? And he had LASIK, and he was an All-American in a first rounder the next year. Is that something you look for? Because we were talking about baseball, how some outfielders, whatever, maybe not seeing the ball as well as they off the bat or whatever. Is that something proactively looking for things in an athlete that they might not notice themselves?
Yeah, I think we definitely look at all that. I think my favorite example is always Ricky Vaughn, the Wild thing. Once he got his glasses, it made a big difference there. But no, we do look at it a lot. I think one, from an injury, especially in a game setting, after offense or defense comes off the field, I make it a habit of kind of walking up and down the bench. We're watching guys. So the acute injury phase, just looking, is there something, and obviously we're not trying to pull guys out that don't need it, but also looking for something that we might be able to catch. I think a lot of times, to be honest, I got to give a lot of the credit for things like when guys pick up on some of the vision things and things like that. A lot of times that comes from our athletic trainers. They do such a good job, and they're with these guys every day, that they'll sometimes see these subtle changes that maybe I may not be aware of, or that I might miss. Obviously we're always looking for it. With eyesight, probably baseball does make the most sense as a sport, because at every position you're catching, you're having to pitch, you're having to hit the ball. So I do think that's one that you probably pay a little bit more attention. But like I said, on the norm, our trainers are fantastic. They do such a good job, and the number of times they've said something like, "Hey, did you ever think about checking so and so for this?" Or, "Hey, can we order a vision screening or whatever?" I'd love to take some of the credit, but the reality of it is they're the ones that pick up, especially these subtle little things, because they're with the guys every day. So they're also the ones that notice. Sometimes even something like a concussion. They'll be the ones that'll tell me like, "Hey, so and so is just not acting like himself," or I might even ask him, because sometimes a guy's acting weird. I'm like, "Is this normal?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, he's always an oddball." Other times, like, no.
He's just being normal.
So they're really helpful in those settings. So again, I think obviously, yeah, we're going to look for stuff. We're going to try and help out. We're going to do things not only to keep people safe, but if it can potentially be something that will help their performance. And vision is one that we sometimes can make a tremendous difference. It's amazing. And sometimes, like you said, these guys don't realize it. They didn't realize the ball is not supposed to look fuzzy when it's coming in or something like that. And then it can be game
Set the
changing.
record straight for us. Is it LASIK or is it LASIX because it's got 2 eyes?
I've always said LASIK. Now,
Thank you.
I
No, you're
don't
right.
know if I'm accurate in that. So, just to be clear, but
There is 2 eyes. That would be plural.
there are. Yeah, I do not know the correct answer, but that's what I've
No,
said.
you know it. You're just trying to make him feel better. Dr. Stephen Etheredge, good enough to join us every single Wednesday, even when he is on location getting the gymnastics team ready for another national championship run in Fort Worth. Doc, we appreciate it. We'll catch up again next week.
All right, let's go Tigers.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Go
Doc.
Tigers. All right. We'll step away. We got more coming your way when we jump back here. It is OTB live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. A lot of different ways to interact with the G team. If you want to go to getgordon.com, remember you can have a chat right there on the homepage. If you want to give them a call, always remember it is your area code in Louisiana, followed by 888-8888. If you want to see what they're doing throughout the local communities here in Louisiana, if you want to see what your favorite athletes throughout the state of Louisiana are up to, it's always at Get Gordon on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. That is always the handle. And they're always doing something big in the community over at Get Gordon. Get Gordon and get it done.
That's right. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys all over Louisiana. Gordon McKernan has been fighting for people like you for a long time, and his entire team dedicated to getting exactly what you deserve. So if you've been injured, whether it's on the job site, whether it's in an accident, and there's somebody else that is negligent for that, let them go get exactly what you deserve. You've seen the work they do in the community. They've seen the work in the NIL space. Let them fight for you. GetGordon.com.
A scrub is a guy that thinks he's flying, is also known as a buster. Always talking about what he wants and just sits on his broke ass. So, no, I don't want your number, no. I don't wanna give you mine, and no, I don't wanna meet you nowhere, no. Don't want none of your time, and no, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. Checking me, but his game is kinda weak, and I know that.
Off the bench. Presented by Hood Dental.
Class, and he's looking like trash. Can't get with a deadbeat ass. So, no, I don't want your number, no. I don't wanna give you mine, and no, I don't wanna meet you nowhere, no. Don't want none of your time. I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me.
All right, welcome back in. OTB here live from the Raising Cane studio. And if you've ever listened to any show in Guarantee Media, you know how big of a deal Dreams Come True of Louisiana is to our company and to what we do here. And so we have got Kelly in studio with us, and we're going to talk about Dreams Come True. We appreciate y'all coming in this morning and hanging out with us.
Yep.
I know, sorry, those microphones, you got to talk right into it. So, Kelly, just tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I am 17. I was just actually at a Bailey Zimmerman and Creed concert Sunday night, and I am a junior in high school. I will be graduating next year. What else?
I mean, you buried the lead. You were at a Creed concert.
Yeah, you're at the,
I
you're the right
did.
show.
I had so much fun. Let's see.
You're going into nursing.
I'm going into nursing school. Most likely going to go to LSU.
Well, that's how long you've been, tell us kind of how you found your way to work with Dreams Come True.
You want me to do
Mom.
that?
Yes.
Come on, Mama.
Okay. The day after she was born, I had to pull the code blue. She stopped breathing on
Yeah.
me. That kind of started our journey. She's 17, but she's had 86 hospital stays.
86.
And so a lot of people think Dreams Come True is just about patients with cancer, things like that. But she has a life-threatening illness, and so it's any life-threatening illness. They take these kids and grant whatever they wish they want. As long as they're able to, they make it happen. And so we learned about them from one of her nurses sent in the application for her, and we met Miss Becky, and we did our interview with James and Miss Becky on 100.7 to see what her wish was.
Oh, with our
So
guy
she-
James
yes,
Gilmore.
so she sat on the floor.
That's awesome.
Because she was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
And so that started us with Dreams Come True.
Yeah.
Okay. And Kelly, what was that wish?
I went to Disney World. I was really into Disney World.
No, okay. Is it the memory of Disney World and that wish? Is it? Do you remember it? Do you?
I remember parts of it. I just don't remember like all of it, but it was really fun from what I was told.
Now, Mama, let me ask you real fast. What did, when you got started, sent that application into Dreams Come True, the wish, the Disney World, just everything? And at the time, I'm sure going through a ton as a parent. What did Dreams Come True mean to you at that time?
It gave us, so just going there and being a part of it, besides getting to go to Disney, we met so many families that have become a part of our family. Kids that can relate to her, maybe not with the same thing, but with a life-threatening illness. And so they get this bond that's not like a bond of any others because they understand each other. They know the struggles. They talk about the hospital stays. Sometimes one will be at the hospital, we'll go in, and then they'll get discharged, and we're going in. And so, or vice versa. And then the parents are able to bond because it's a different level of bond because we're able to vent to them, and they know the struggle we're going through. And it's not just one of those, oh, I know what you're going through, but do you really? Like that's
right.
And so it's just this separate type of bond that you get. And when we went to Disney World, it was like everything, there was no cost for us at all. I didn't spend anything. We stayed at Give Kids the World, which they had a gift for even my boys every day we got back to the room. And so it was very special how they made it. If she needed a break, there were first aid rooms that we could go to on each Disney property, which made it very easy. And it was like we didn't have all our worries of the hospital stays and stuff like that. It was like that wasn't the focus of this. We could actually have a good time, be a family, and just spend time together in this magical place. And it was just amazing.
And probably just escape and not
Yes.
have, to, have
Very
that
much
worry
so.
just for a little bit, even if it's
Right.
just for a little bit of time and
Yeah.
a place like Disney. So
Yeah, it
it
was
sounds like
amazing.
the concert might have been Kelly, you're
I think that was-
Disney.
Yeah.
You gotten a little bit older.
I was a little jealous of the Creed part.
yeah, right?
So are we.
Yeah, so
was
are
like,
we.
Breach.
I mean,
Man.
Ben is great though. I see the shirt. You got the shirt on, and so that's great as well. But Kelly, what for you? Like, what has this journey been like for you, working with Dreams Come True, and doing it for a long time now?
So even with the hospital stays, they have these events where like even if you're like not feeling good, they will still bring you stuff like no
Right.
matter what. They will sit there and like just hang out with you until like you get better and stuff. And then they check on you every time. Their events, like the Christmas event, they get you the gifts that you write on a paper, and they
Yeah.
get you that gift. And they just do a lot. And
I'm sure you've met some other people, probably similar age to you too, that you've connected with and been able to have a relationship with.
somewhat.
Yeah,
I have. I met Gage.
And I know the ages
and,
are like 3 to 18, if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken.
yeah.
So it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah. Gage is one of my best friends
Yeah.
who I met through this.
Oh,
so.
nice, awesome.
I think everybody listening knows the impact that Dreams Come True. Again, like Jake said, like if you've listened to this radio station at all, you've heard the Dreams Come True stories, you know about it. And anybody listening to that as a parent as well can also know what great work that they do. Would y'all both say that Dreams Come True has had a extremely powerful impact on your life?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, Mama?
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been like you said, 5 years old. You're 17, so it's been 12 years.
Right.
that you've been working with Dreams
Yes.
Come True. That is.
So she's done like the golf tournaments and the fashion show because
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, what are some of the events that y'all have been able to be a part of?
She's done the golf tournament a couple times, and
Okay.
she's done the fashion show a few times. And I think the fashion show she enjoys a lot.
Not the golf tournament?
The golf tournament, she messes with the police officers, so yes, she loves that.
Yeah. I would not be very good at the golf tournament. Golf tournament's more talking his language.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of ways to give and get involved with Dreams
Yep.
Come True. Dreams Come True of Louisiana. So DC, let's see, DCT of LA.com. DCT of LA.com. And Alondra, their radiothon as well. Coming
Yeah,
soon.
all the stations here are going to do a radiothon. So Tiger Talk, we're going to do one. Eagle's going to do one. And whenever we do it, we're going to do like a power hour. So if you donate during that time, you'll be registered to win a prize pack from us. So you can also go donate at our website, 1045espn.com. And there's a flipper, and you can click on the link, and it'll take you to Dreams Come True so that you can make a donation if you'd like to.
That is awesome.
Which you should.
Yeah, you very much should. And we appreciate y'all coming in. We appreciate y'all telling us the story. And again, that website is dctofla.com. So dctofla.com. Thank y'all so much for coming in and hanging out with us
Yeah,
this
of
morning.
course.
Thank y'all so much.
And all the funds stay in Louisiana for Louisiana kids.
Right.
So that is one thing that
Yes.
people should know is it's for our Louisiana kids.
Donate to your community, and it stays right here in the
Right.
community,
Co-
right? And
correct.
it's fantastic. And again, we have the radiothon. You can go to the website, get involved in any way that you can, make dreams absolutely come true, change some lives.
And again, if you want to donate, top right corner of the website, dctofla.com. All right, we will step away. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, if your AC goes out, it is an emergency. You go to emsair.net for Emerson Heating and Air. If another AC company told you that you need a full system change out, don't rush into it. Emerson will come out and give you a free second opinion when you mention you heard it on OTB. That's right, a free second opinion for OTB listeners. They also offer free quotes, financing for system replacements, and whether it's new construction, residential, commercial, Emerson has you covered. So make sure you make the call. Go to the website. And by the way, it is back. The OTB $89 AC spring service special that is normally $130, just $89 for OTB listeners. If your AC goes out, it is an emergency. Go to emsair.net.
emsair.net, the website for Emerson Heating and Air. Get that second opinion. If you got another company that's telling you, now we got to replace with this big expensive unit, no, get that second opinion. Make sure you're not getting upsold right there. The best in the business when there's an emergency, happen at emsair.net.
Remix. Off the bench, presented by Hood Dental.
Run DMC to the beach, y'all. And me, y'all know my name. Come on.
First of all, I know these so-called players wouldn't tell you this.
What?
But I'ma be real and say what's on my heart.
Yeah.
Let's take this chance and make this love feel relevant. Didn't you know I loved you from the start? Yeah. When I think about all the years we put in this relationship.
Yeah.
Who knew we'd make it this far? Then I think about where would I be if we were to just fall apart? I can't stand the thought of losing you.
All right, Matt.
Yo, what up?
It's a band.
I don't know.
Jagged Edge.
Jagged Edge.
Dang it. We'll get you there today. We'll get you one. Is a hit. We'll get you there, bud.
These are I got to tell you, these are things all things that I knew at a certain point in my life. It's been a while since I've heard this one. Back when the box was playing.
No doubt it was on the box.
There's not a lot of people that remember the box. Because not every cable situation had it. We'll pay for play.
Nelly Country
Anybody?
Grammar.
Anybody remember?
I don't know who that is, man.
The box was a TV station that you could call in and like pay $1.
Yeah.
Oh, and they would play whatever
They
you wanted.
play
them to-
whatever
You would
music
request a
video,
music video.
that you wanted to see at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably like, why didn't you just go to YouTube and type it in? There wasn't YouTube, kids.
Dial up.
The box. If you wanted to see Nelly's Country Grammar, you had to pay $1 to see it.
That's right.
If you didn't know what a Range Rover was until you saw that video, like
What a-
me,
What a legendary album.
that's how you do it.
You can find me in St. Louis.
Great album. I saw a Instagram deal where there was a youth and she thought she had come up with the greatest idea of all time.
Okay.
She's like, sometimes when you're in your house, like you don't have your cell phone on you.
Yeah.
Like it's in another room or whatever. She's like, what if like there could be this phone that you had and it had its own certain number and you put it in like the middle of the house, somewhere in the house. So if you didn't have your cell phone, you could put this phone anywhere in your house and it would ring when
You mean
somebody called it.
A landline?
Exactly.
Wow.
That's what she was getting to. And she thought she'd come up with this
Changed the world.
invention.
No.
Swear to God. Thought she had come up with this invention of, well, when you forget your cell phone in another room, but somebody really needs to get a hold of you. I think she was a babysitter, and she was talking about if the parents really need to get you, but your phone's in the other room. Like, what if there was this phone in the middle of the house that would ring and it had a different number than your cell phone?
What was her name? Alexandra Graham Bell? That was a joke.
Really?
You know what? I'm gonna give you that one. That one was I'm gonna give you that one. That was a good joke. I'm not gonna hate on you. That was good.
Thank you.
Alexandra Graham Bell is 10 out of 10.
Thank you. It's pretty good if you
I'm
think about
actually
it. When
proud
you
of
think
you.
back
for
on that
No,
joke,
it's-
you're gonna get.
It's a good joke.
You'd be driving up later and be like,
I don't care what people say.
Yeah, I'm gonna be proud of that one later. Hey, babe. Guess what I said
Hey,
today?
Lace.
Hey, let me rewind and show you. You're gonna
Today, Jay was telling a story about a phone.
You're never gonna believe it.
It's gonna be like, what? Let me guess. Alexandra Graham Bell.
Yeah.
yeah, that's
I
exactly.
told you. And this is why it's funny. Let me explain it to you.
Bro's gonna go back on YouTube and like, show her this segment.
Well, that's why we win the awards around here, people.
Not us, but other people.
It's actually.
We don't get nominated.
No.
Hey, we're gonna put you up against Murphy, Sam, and Jody, and we're gonna go against, that sports show from Leesville. All right, cool.
Hey,
We'll just take Murphy, Sam, and Jody, who are in like 9 states.
when you cover the Wampus Cats, okay,
That's right.
you're bound to win some
Shout out
awards.
to Keith Zinger.
Shout out to Keith Singer, Kevin Mawai, and Cecil the Diesel,
Let's go.
and almost Vincent Jackson. He left right before high school.
All I'm gonna say is nobody else is investigating High Point University the way we are.
That's a good point.
No.
Nobody's asking the real questions about High Point, but us.
Did y'all know what a Wampus cat is?
I'm gonna
bet you're
assume
about to
very
tell me.
similar to like a bobcat.
I was thinking more like a prairie dog or something.
It's a legendary, fearsome creature from Appalachian folklore,
So it's not
Appalachian?
even real.
often described as large panther-like feline with glowing yellow or green eyes, sometimes possessing 6 legs.
This is not what I thought it looked like at all.
Can you pull it up? Because I have no
Yeah.
idea.
I also thought
I've
it was a
always
real
just
thing.
thought it was cool to say Wampus Cats, but I never really did my research.
Yep. Well, there you go.
Also,
It's known to be a whistler.
Ooh.
That's his behavior, causing terror in the woods.
A whistle, like the old man from
whistler?
Family
From
Guy.
Bambi?
Herbert,
Oh no.
Herbert the old man.
Oh.
Herbert the old man.
You know that guy.
He
Here we go. Look at them
whistles.
6 legs, guys. Look at that
Oh,
thing, huh?
wow.
Oh,
Look at that
6
Wampus
legs.
cat.
That is not anything
cow.
what I thought.
I mean, I would fear that.
I mean, I was 2 years
Did
old.
you see that thing
whenever-
walking down?
Me too. That thing's standing
I
up
learned
on
it
those
wasn't
two back
real.
legs for sure.
Look at those.
And coming at you with 4 arms.
Look at those traps.
Jeez, I'm Pete.
It does have insane.
So
traps.
Michael Ford,
Yeah, shout out Michael Ford.
Leesville.
Yeah, raw dog, no gloves.
Can you imagine that animal just whistling around, walking around in the woods, just
I'd be scared.
whistling?
In the mountains, I'd be
Oh
scared.
my God.
Yeah.
The mountains of Leesville.
Wait, I thought they were Appalachian.
Well,
Appalachian?
But Leesville is the Wampus Cat, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
surely they have one walking around somewhere.
obviously.
Someone from Appalachia. They came down. They founded Leesville High.
Okay, it's a school from Conway, Arkansas. They have an actual Wampus
They're
Cat
a
statue.
Wampus cat too.
Shout out
That's-
to Conway. My mom used to live in Conway for a little bit.
I gotta say, the more I look at statues, the harder, like in my brain, it is to make a statue that looks good.
Or when I look at a statue, I'm thinking the bar's pretty low if that's what you do for a living.
Yeah, like you have
know what I
so
mean?
much
That's
room
true.
for error.
That's
There's
true.
so many
Yeah.
bad ones out there.
I think at some point you could just start 3D printing these
Yeah,
statues.
Probably so.
What was the terrible one that everybody?
A lot of them.
Ronaldo?
That one, but it was the
Ichiro did one
basketball
recently with the broken bat.
Yeah,
Tom Brady's was kind of weird.
yeah, the Tom
the
Brady one was bad.
proportions
But
on
what
it.
was the basketball one?
Allen Iverson?
No, everybody was laughing in the crowd.
Dwayne Wade.
Yes, it was
Yeah.
that one. Yeah,
Oh, Allen Iverson's was bad too because it was miniature.
yeah,
It was like this big.
Dwayne Wade's is awful.
yeah.
At least the Mariners recently, they did a statue for Ichiro and the bat was
Deserved.
broken.
Oh, yeah.
And I think they leaned into it. The Mariners did, and I don't think it was real, but they did a fake like statue giveaway, and it was with
Yeah.
a broken bat
Nice.
and everything. So
It's so
good
bad.
for them. But Wampus
Tay
cats,
Tay's
yeah.
pulling up the D Wade.
Like, okay, he looks like Sloth from Goonies in this
Yeah.
statue.
Yeah, his-
Like, look at Dwayne Wade.
Ah, my God. He looks like he's 105 too.
He does look old. Like it's actually like the details, like of the jersey and everything.
Yeah.
It's actually
Jersey's good.
really good.
Oh, somebody else did the face. It's
The
two different
hands,
people.
the
Yeah.
hands are good. Like hands are hard.
what
Everything's
happened?
good.
What happened on the face?
trap.
So I bet one professional did this. They had to take a day off, and they're like, "Hey, can you do the face for me?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, gotcha."
Oh, do y'all remember when the Washington Redskins, that's who they were at the time.
I was about to pull it up.
Relax, did Sean Taylor's.
Oh yeah.
And they were like, we're going to do something like one for Sean Taylor. And it was literally just like
Awful.
wires with a helmet and
yes.
a uniform on.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
disrespectful.
My God. Very disrespectful.
Did you just say the Washington Redskins?
That was their name when
Canceled.
they made the statue.
How dare you?
I'm offended.
Factual. That was their name when the statue was made. And
I'm
the
writing a
statue-
letter.
There you go.
That's it.
So but like so many people showed up to have it
That's not
unveiled.
even a statue.
They pulled this off. It's also
That's a
inside the
mannequin.
stadium. They unveil it.
Yeah.
It's behind glass. Like it looks like you're showing off a new uni.
Golly.
That's
Statue. The word statue is doing some real heavy lifting.
That's at the stadium, right?
yeah.
No
Hey.
arms, no legs, no face, just a helmet and jersey.
They have another display in the stadium that has Jaden Daniels' rookie Black Finite
Oh,
card
yeah.
in it.
It's by far. Did you ever play there?
Once.
That's by far the
No,
most.
a couple times.
That's by far the most expensive thing in that dump.
Yeah, no doubt.
That place sucks. Place is awful. That's me playing at Qualcomm most of my career.
Yeah, your place wasn't
No, it wasn't
that
great.
much better.
It wasn't that much better. I'm
You played in some
agreeing.
bad places.
Denver's great.
No, y'all had to play in Oakland. Like Oakland's
A lot.
terrible.
We had to play on the infield a lot too.
They didn't. We couldn't practice there in training camp, and the A's had to move where they were playing because the main sewage line busted in the stadium, and there was just poo everywhere.
Not poo.
Yeah, they had the poo everywhere.
Ooh,
Well, if the
it's a
shoe
crappy
fits,
situation, Matt.
Real crappy
if the
situation.
shoe fits, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We would play there, and it would, early in the season, so the A's were still playing there, so we'd have to play on the infield. It
Yeah.
was rock hard,
Ugh.
rocks all in the dirt.
That sounds
You're like,
awful.
what cleats do I wear?
Spikes.
Like, right. Like, if I'm wearing, like, what am I doing here? Do I
Yeah.
wear, like, molded rubber cleats?
Mm-hmm.
It was, if you got tackled on that infield, it was brutal. Now, the Dolphins still did it, too. If you played them early in the year, it's where the Marlins played before they had their own thing. It's the same situation. But I think 5 times in my career I played on infields in the National Football League, which is wild.
I know you did Oakland and San Fran at least once.
Yeah, we played San Fran every preseason. And so they were in the thick of their baseball season.
Yep.
It was brutal.
Matt said that's what he liked best about Oakland was the infield on the football field.
I would say yeah, the
Nobody's ever
infield.
liked anything about Oakland.
I liked the poo smell everywhere. I liked the just overall safety I felt doing anything. It was nice. It was a good time. Definitely didn't celebrate, and like my wife and I had a nice dinner the day I got cut.
Never been so excited.
I was so happy. I was so happy. I was a little shocked. Like everything kind of like spiraled down. I thought I was gonna be the starter, but then like I was a little shocked for a second. But then it was like, oh, hallelujah,
we get to leave.
I get to leave this place.
I'm in two great cities, one bad stadium. Denver's is great. Denver's like the away locker room. Even in Denver was awesome. Like
I don't remember it, but
Mr. Bowen, like that family, like they took care of you. I was surprised, like how involved he was.
Mm-hmm.
Travel was awesome. Hotels were awesome. Meals were awesome.
John Elway was awesome.
Well, I didn't say that. You said that.
I love that guy.
He was great until he wasn't.
Talented.
Anywhos,
what do you think? What if you saw John right now? Y'all be all right?
Yeah, we'd be good. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably say something to him, but
I mean, you got to carry a little bit of a chip.
A little bit.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
You want to be successful in life, you have to carry some sort of chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, I'm asking where the rent money is that I had to pay for a year in a house because he told me I made the team.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Where's the tuition that I paid up front
for
the kids to go to school after you told me I made the team?
Yep.
Yeah.
Tell him nice 5 head. Yep. I was body shamed. John Elway.
Those your real teeth, bud? Anyways, let's don't bring that up. Let's take a break. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. Trashrangers.com, residential commercial trash pickup service. Remember, if you are a part of Trash Rangers, you get weekly text reminders like, hey, you should probably put the trash out. You don't want to get in trouble. And they're going to remind you. It's a great service that they have. And if your trash pickup day falls on a weekend, like a situation, I guess I should say a holiday, they're going to work on the weekend, which I don't know anybody that's going to do that in this game, right? But if you have a Friday holiday, you're a Friday trash pickup day, Saturday pickup. If it's a Thursday holiday and Thursday gets switched to Friday, you would think, oh, Friday's just out of luck. It's not the case. Friday gets picked up on Saturday. Kind of service you get at Trash Rangers and trashrangers.com.
Trashrangers.com. Residential, commercial, doesn't matter. They are the most reliable trash pickup service in all of Louisiana. We see the big red dumpsters flying around, but I love the roll-off dumpster options. They have 3 sizes to choose from, flat rate pricing. Trashrangers.com.
Always that one person that will always have your heart.
Off the bench, presented by Hood Dental.
Because you're blinded from the start. Know that you're that one for me. It's clear for everyone to see. Ooh, baby.
Yeah. You gotta rock and wait in this one. Come on.
See, I don't know about y'all, but I know about us. And it's the only way we know how to rock. I don't know about y'all, but
All right, Matt, you're back.
I don't know. I don't think I've heard this one before.
The voice is pretty distinctive though.
Both are.
Usher.
Yes.
So proud of
When
you.
in doubt, go Usher.
Yeah, but I don't want to say Usher on something that clearly isn't Usher, and then you're like, oh, you're so dumb.
I mean, am I not going to say that anyways?
So I judge people.
All right, give me the feedback.
You don't know an obscure song that I used to like at Shreveport Evangel?
Now, Alondra, back me up.
Shopping
here.
at the Buckle?
Obscure song.
I don't think
for
this
one?
song's obscure, to be fair, but
I mean, I listened to.
I get the
growing up
Wallflowers one.
at this when Usher was a thing. I was listening to pop culture music.
Yeah.
I wasn't into the deep tracks and the deep cuts and exploring my musical boundaries.
Yeah.
My boo is
I was
not
listening
a
to
deep
what
cut.
was on the radio.
This is a radio song.
I feel like it
I'd never
was.
heard the song.
Yeah.
And I'll only
Blaze
listen to
didn't have
radio.
the
That was my
hits.
only source of music.
The Blaze had this.
And I didn't listen to talk radio when I was a child.
This might have been like
The
a number
Blaze did
one on
not have
Billboard.
Even
Absolutely
I've
had
heard
it.
this one on the radio, and hand up, I didn't know the last 2, but I knew this one.
Turn this up. Who's this girl?
Alicia Keys.
Alicia Keys.
You've heard of her?
Heard of her.
Had some hits.
This girl's on fire.
She is.
Hey.
Also
Atta
loves
boy.
New York.
Loves New York too.
Atta
Big New York
boy. Proud of you.
My
Job.
girl. What year did this come out?
I don't know.
Early 2000s.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Okay. I might have
guess
been
04, 05.
Okay, I would have been in college. I would have been pushing my musical boundaries at that point. I would have probably stopped listening to the pop cultural music. Okay.
Let's see.
All right, while you're looking that up, I'm going to remind the people
I was,
about
like, discovering Led Zeppelin at that time.
KDC. KDC pretty busy over there, Bo.
Oh yeah, they are.
So busy because they're the best, and they're hiring. You can head to kdzblinds.com to apply today. Looking for exterior design sales consultant and a design sales consultant, both with the potential to make $80,000 to $120,000 in your first year. You'll get a company vehicle for work, comprehensive training, and full bennies, including health insurance, holidays off, and a retirement plan. Also hiring an installer for interior and exterior window coverings. That's a full-time schedule, very competitive pay, a company vehicle for work, and unlimited earning potential with a great locally owned and operated company. Brandon Barton and the team, the absolute best. KZ Blinds is growing, and they want you on their team. You can go to ktzblinds.com to apply. That's ktozblinds.com to apply.
04.
04?
Oh yeah.
It's a great year. Freshman year.
I was discovering new music at that time.
Yeah, you were.
Not this one.
Not this one. Not like new music in that sense.
Yeah. What was that band that you absolutely loved in college? They kind of went away. Oh my gosh.
OAR?
OAR.
I did
That-
like
oh
OAR. I was on
man,
it.
you were.
I feel like everybody
heavy.
kind of went through that.
You
kick.
were heavy OAR. We're back. Hour number 3.
Off the bench.
It's a good
All right.
band.
Go to GoTommies.com, GEAUX, Tommies with a Y.com.
Yo, Tommy!
When you go to the website, you'll clearly see the difference. You'll also see the awards. All they do is stack awards over there at Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. Right there, if you're watching us on YouTube, you see the banners. Now, one that's not even on there is the best windows in Baton Rouge, according to the Advocate this year. So when you're working with Tommy and the team, know that you're working with the absolute best. And again, that's not us saying that. That's you saying that as well. They can do so much for you. Have them come out for that consultation today. Go Tommies.com.
Yep. If you have a project happening, you're ready to get a product. Maybe you're in that early phase and you want to get, you want to talk to a couple different companies, get that best price, get that warm and fuzzy feeling when you work with a contractor. Well, make sure you give Tommy's a call so they can prove to you and show you why they are the best, and they get ranked the best every year since 2016. Windows, doors, siding, lifetime warranties right there. Go Tommies.com.